Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, I was about to say, because where I come from, we have manners. And I know people in this room have manners. Because I met some of you personally. So I hope you all have had a great day. So who here is here for the first time like me? Yes, I hope you had fun. We've been fed, we've been watered, and we've learned. So we're nearly there, and I'm very conscious that they've put me at the end, so I'm the person that's standing between you and the bar. So you need to listen, and listen keenly, because I'm going to take you through a few things, some takeaways I had from today, and some stuff I would like to share with you. So, and there will be a test at the end. And let me tell you now, if I see you looking at your watch, I'm going to start from the beginning, so if you want to leave, you know what to do. Yes. And that applies to yawning as well, okay? All right. So, 3 things. Listen, okay, because I'm going to ask you about this later. All right? So, first thing, I took 3 things away from today, but many other things, but there's 3 things that stuck with me. So, number 1, we must evolve. Number 2, we must collaborate. And number 3, we must innovate, but with diversity and inclusion. So, I'll talk to you a bit about why I'm here, what I'm interested in. I've got my own agenda because I really want to see us have a workforce that is fit for the future. And I mean, don't let the face fool you. I'm a lot older than I look, and I'm very conscious about who's going to be caring for me when I need it. So it's vitally important for us to get this right. So, my friends, we are at a pivotal moment here with the NHS, and transformation shouldn't just be strategic. It is about being deeply human, right? And the NHS is built on people. So our workforce strategy must evolve, and it must evolve with purpose and with urgency. So, as one of the largest employers in Europe, the NHS faces increasing challenge, and we all know about it. Demand is increasing, and there is systemic pressures. The future of care delivery depends on how we support, develop, and how we empower our workforce. And I'm a big believer in that. You know, I believe today has set the stage for that. We have a renewed vision. I certainly have. One that places productivity, accessibility, and inclusion and sustainability at the heart of that workforce transformation. So what is the challenge? So the NHS currently employs, and this is according to the King's Fund, so I got nervous when he was like, oh, did you check your AI stats? But I double checked, okay? So the King's Fund has said as of March 2025, we employ 1.4 million people, but we have a 6.7% deficit, and that is circa 100,000 vacancies in our NHS, right? And in that same year, right, this is the irony, that same year, 5 doctors applied for GP training posts, right, leaving, and only one out of 5 got accepted. So there's 4 people who was left without placement. This mismatch between the aspiration and the ambition and opportunity highlights why we absolutely must change now. So the system must evolve to better accommodate the growing interest in healthcare, and while addressing the retention and the morale challenges that we have, because we know they're there. These statistics underscore the importance of creating a more responsive and equitable workforce strategy. We are developing our 10-year plan. Everybody knows about it, our 10-year workforce plan, right? And I hope that all of you who are sitting in this room have put your voice to that. There is a call for evidence. You have until the 7th of November to get your voice heard. Contribute to that, because it's really important that we get that diversity of thought and experience into that strategic thinking for the plan. So career development. Career development in the NHS, I feel like it needs to be like a lattice. You know what you put on the side of the house where you get the vines growing? Instead of a ladder, because a lot of people think about it in a very, very linear way. We need to be a lot more flexible, offering pathways across different roles and specialities so people can grow and develop. I'm an example of that. I started my career in the NHS as a mental health nurse. I ended up in commissioning, I did other things, and now I'm doing policy and strategy. So you can come away from your subject area, but whatever underpins you at the base can help to enhance your contribution to overall care and care delivery. So you can change and you can move and you can be diverse. Now, there are a few places who are doing this well, so I thought I'll shout them out. Bradford District Care in the NHS Foundation Trust, they exemplify this approach. So they have a program there called Moving Forward, and it supports particularly looking at ethnically diverse staff and supporting them with coaching and leadership training. They have an excellent secondment policy there that ensures fair access to opportunity, particularly around development. And this has resulted in increased representation from those from Black and minority ethnic communities in senior roles, which is something I'm very passionate about, being one myself. And also, they recognize the importance of investing in lifelong learning. So, in our Southeast region, we also have a few areas that we were looking at, and we look at board succession and planning for us, and we've established an EDI, Digital Enablement Task Force, to support improved inclusion action as a part of the annual board assurance process that we all have to submit ourselves to. So, it is important to recognize the role that apprenticeships play in workforce education and professional development and retention. This area directly supports the ambition of the 10-year health plan, and our NHS organization was recognized as one of the 100 top apprenticeship employee lists. And a particular congratulations going out to the Yorkshire Ambulance Service NHS Trust. They're the ones who've been leading the way. So you have places you can learn. So we talked today about shared services. These are critical to unlocking capacity in enabling integrated care across the NHS. These are services that range from workforce planning to digital infrastructure, and you learned a lot about that today. It also ensures that transformation, and we need to ensure that we're co-creating. We heard about lived experience here. We heard about bringing in clinicians to do that co-creation. And that ensures that transformation is not just top-down, it's bottom-up too. We also look at reducing duplication. And we heard colleagues talk about that today, improving efficiency and ensuring that shared services can create spaces for collaboration and innovation. I am excited to take back a lot of what I've learned here back to my region today. So, let's talk about inclusive leadership. It's Black History Month. I have no choice. I have to talk about it. So, today we talked about leading change and creating transformed workforces where there's a culture and an environment that supports nurturing a competent, efficient, and resilient workforce, right? Inclusive leadership is about behaviors. It's not about titles, right? It involves listening deeply. It involves acting boldly. It also involves creating a space where everybody feels valued, and lived experience over formal roles. There's somebody who's doing a really good job of that. And Samantha Allen, who's the CEO of North East and North Cumbria ICB, exemplifies this approach to recruitment. Please have a look at what they're doing up there. Also, in Portsmouth University Hospital, they improved their CQC rating through inclusive leadership embedded via the Culture and Leadership Program. And Manchester is doing great things up north. Their foundation trusts have empowered 150 change agents to drive cultural transformation. It can be done. People are doing it, and right here in this room, many of you, there was over 1,500 leaders who signed up to the NHS Inclusive Leadership Pledge, committing to behaviors that foster psychological safety and equity. Now, how many of you have implemented that in your home areas where you are working? I challenge you. Take it forward today. So, our workforce is increasingly diverse, with ethnic minority staff comprising over 22.6% of the total workforce, and that's of 2025. However, representation in senior roles still remains disproportionately low. The Workforce Race Equity Standard highlights these gaps and provides a framework for improvement. And that inclusive leadership, essentially, is not only for fairness, But it also helps for better decision making. We heard about it. It brings that diversity of thought, and it ensures that the leadership reflects the communities that we serve. And also, we have got many people from different countries who work right here in our NHS. How are we including them in our strategic thinking? My classic example is my sister. She is a nurse in my home country of Trinidad and Tobago. She regales me every day with stories of how they are delivering care with limited resources in challenged situations, and they are seeing people who are coming in on a surgical ward being cared for without having failed discharges, going home and thriving, and are given ways of self-management that is not resource intensive. We have got colleagues right here who have worked in systems like that. How are we including them in our strategic planning? We are wasting resources and opportunity. So folks, I have some work for you. Bit of a call to action. Yes, you're not going to get away without homework. So, the NHS must build a visionary workforce strategy, and that should be shaped by data, driven by values, and led by those who deliver care. The strategy should empower every NHS worker, and I mean every single one, from every band right up to the executive senior managers, right? Every single person, to make a meaningful difference. Career development should be a right. Shared services must enable collaboration, and leadership must be inclusive and courageous. By committing to these principles, we can create a workforce that is resilient, that is innovative, and that is aligned with the evolving needs of patients and our communities. So in closing, the journey ahead might be challenging. It will be hard, but it is ours to shape. We have got that power. And together, we can build a future-ready NHS workforce that is rooted in the values of compassion, equity, collaboration, and we can ensure that transformation is not only strategic, but it is deeply human. And let us move forward with hope and commitment and a shared vision for a better tomorrow. So back to that homework. Reminds me, what were the 3 things that I said I took away from today? Who can tell me? Let me hear. Collaboration. One more. Evolution. One more. Absolutely. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today. Tomorrow is going to be equally fantastic because we're going to be talking about one of the things I'm very, very passionate about, which is neighborhood health. Enjoy your evening.